Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Dynasty NFL. I am Trevor, and this is Juan. We hope you had an amazing weekend. How you feeling, bud?
I'm okay. I'm trying to figure. Remember last week we had to do a second take? Do you remember why?
I honestly don't know why.
I'm just hoping nothing happened. All right, continue. Remember.
But yes, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Join the Facebook group. Keep posting your teams, and we will.
Yeah, because the Seattle people definitely are.
Yes, they are. Oh yes. Oh yeah, they are. Shout out to our guy Xander Pope. That was a really funny meme, by the way. That should be funny. It was funny. But yeah. You know who's not laughing? The Raiders. They're not laughing at all.
There's a lot of people aren't laughing after yesterday.
I mean, yeah,
we've seen some insane stuff last day.
Yes, they're not laughing at all. They're crying, and the city of New Orleans was so nice. They delivered the entire. They said that in Las Vegas, Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme are giving free donuts to all Raider fans throughout the land. Incredible. That's great charity work, great humanitarian work. Good job.
They didn't get to their own 50 till about the fourth quarter.
So they were potentially playing PB football, literally.
Yes, they did not move past the halfway mark until the fourth quarter. And they're supposed to be an NFL football team. Mind you, the Saints are missing their top corner. And the other team has Devontae Adams. But he's missing Green Bay now.
Oh yeah,
Green Bay definitely misses you, by the way.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
It's one of those things where they separated and they should have never done it. They don't get divorced, get back together. Like you know what I'm saying?
That's a prime example of the grass is not always green on the other side.
Yes,
and that's seriously. They you know how people get divorced and they go to nobody else and they're better off? No, they're actually worse off. They're like, come back. It's kind of like that toxic relationship that they're not supposed to be together, but it's like they're worse apart than they are together. So it's like it's terrible.
Yeah. God, you should have never left and they should never let you go. Never should have. Yeah, but I guess if Josh Jacobs doesn't do anything, then the Raiders literally can't move the ball. Derek Carr got 101 yards passing.
To the New Orleans
Saints. With their best corner gone. I have to continue to stress that part.
You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm on a limb here. I'm gonna tell the viewing audience and listening audience what I've been saying for years already. Don't they have a boy genius as coach over there?
No.
No. I mean,
I'm not even going to your sarcasm. Screw that. No, I'm sick of him.
I mean, the media said, "Oh, they got the boy genius, the offensive guru, the offensive genius. They're gonna turn Las Vegas into. They're gonna be speeding all the way down the field." No pun intended, please. That was a terrible joke, but
it was.
No pun intended.
It was. I get it though.
But really, why does McDaniel still have a job?
I don't know.
A head coaching job.
He's not the only one in the division that shouldn't have a job though. But
they're making Andy Reid look like Bill Parcells in the division because Staley, who'd even coach, but he's getting some of this work too. The Daniel Hackett, who only won the game because Trevor Lawrence is terrible, which we'll get to that because we have to address the elephant in the room.
Yes, literally next.
Yes, and Trevor Daniels, you suck. I mean, granted,
we knew that
because
we had you for years.
But no one wanted to believe. So, oh, you're being a hater. Matt Jones had his best year when he was there.
I was about to say that. I'm about to say, well, remember when we just talked about Devontae Adams and the Green Bay Packers? New England might be feeling the same thing with Josh McDaniels and vice versa. He probably should have never left because I know Mac Jones definitely misses you.
Yeah, it's true. He misses you. I don't.
No, we don't, but we kind of do at the same time because we kind of know Mac Jones will be much better if you were there.
It's literally night and day because Matt Patricia is garbage.
Yes, but back to the Raiders and the overrated AFC West.
Yes, terrible, awful. But then let's talk about crumpets and tea. At London, between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't watching a lick of this game, so Trevor's taking this other segment over.
And I'm guaranteed most of you haven't watched it either.
Because almost no one could. It was on ESPN Plus.
That is so dumb. ESPN. I swear
how you make it exclusive?
Why
would you?
Why would you? I mean, I can see. First of all, why would you want paying subscribers to pay to watch that garbage?
And you would think, right? You think they cared about you? This does not tell you that they don't give a shit about you.
It clearly does not.
Because like this don't tell you that this overrated as crap company. Okay,
but they give you Cleveland. They give you Cleveland and Cincinnati on Monday Night Football for free if you're a cable provider.
The most definitely the better game. Most definitely. So
of course nobody watches this bullshit because most people don't have ESPN Plus. So it was dumb. And you kind of did them a favor. You kind of did them a favor, honestly, because this is bad. This was bad. Of course, the Broncos defense balled out like they do every single game. The difference is they actually won today not because Russell Wilson. He was fucking terrible too.
Yeah, I mean he has some moments though. You know what I mean? I believe this will be his best game as a Bronco. I think.
Yeah, I mean, look who they were playing.
I know.
But then again, it didn't help that, and we had to address the elephant in the room here. I mentioned it before. I'm gonna say it again. Trevor Lawrence sucks. Trevor Lawrence is not good. And you know what? I'm gonna blame the media for this again. You crowned him as a top generational, once in a generational player, a can't miss prospect who was going to a franchise altering, a transcending player. Last year you had Urban Meyer.
Yeah, so we gave him a pass.
We gave him a pass because Urban Meyer was so bad. And they got Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach.
Nice. Peterson.
Yes, nice. A Super Bowl winning coach. And they're 2-6.
He's no different. We're 8 weeks in, not 7. 8 weeks in. He's no different than he was last year. No different whatsoever. Now, and he has much better talent. ETN ran for $156 yesterday. Like, no, you have something. It's not like you're Daniel Jones and only have Barkley and that's it. You have some players, bro. Yeah. Even Ingram's okay. He's better than he was in the Giants. Yes. He's not dropping as many passes.
Christian Kirk is having a good season so far. He's actually putting good. So I think he's overpaid. I mean, that's a front office thing, but he has better weapons than he had before. I think Marvin Jones still there too, right? He's still there too.
Yeah,
right?
But not in this. Oh no, forget it. He just sucked. He got 3 targets, no catches. So I guess he sucked yesterday.
Yes. So you have a much better collective talent. I mean, collective talent now, and you are 2-6.
After starting 2-1, by the way.
After starting 2-1, which was promising because the AFC South at the beginning of the season was so bad. Now you're literally gonna give the Titans the division.
5-game losing streak. There's your Jaguars. We're back to normalcy, at least for them. The rest of the league is still completely screwed up, but you guys are back to what you usually are. Thank you.
Yes, but again, Broncos defense.
Love betting against you.
Broncos defense played incredible. Finally, Russell Wilson finally gave him a win, only because Trevor Lawrence was so bad.
Yeah, his turnovers are just absolutely.
Those last 2 interceptions he threw was just awful. It was like, what are you doing?
I have no idea. This draft class is pretty trash, man.
Yeah, it really is.
This quarterback draft class, pretty trash now. We went from decent last year, kinda, to now it's like, next year is a big year for a lot of these quarterbacks. My gosh, because our 3-year rule.
Yeah, I agree. So people say, "Oh, but he's a sophomore slump." How can he be a sophomore slump? He was bad rookie year. It's not really a sophomore slump; it's just worse than he was before. Now next year, of course, they invested a lot of money into the Jacksonville Jaguars, so they're ran by idiots. So,
oh my god,
chances are they're probably going to resign him or give him some more money, or he may have a great 3rd year where they'll give him the money and then he crash again. Because they're going to change.
Yes, things have to be consistent in the NFL. Jacksonville has to be trash. The 49ers have to beat the Rams. That's because they have to do it. Even if no one notices.
True.
Because we didn't notice. We were busy watching the best game of the week, and then we splink, and 49ers were up by like 3 touchdowns. We're like, oh. So
great job, New York. Great job, New York, for doing that for the New York area because
Yeah, they saved us. That's gonna be the last game we talk about though. That game was actually amazing.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, Broncos win. I mean, it doesn't make a difference.
I don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
anyway, let's run through some of these other games that we don't give a rat's ass about. For example, how about we talk about? I'm just getting a whole bunch of stuff from that Atlanta game that we'll talk about later because we actually do care about that game.
Yes.
We'll talk about let's go Steelers and Eagles really quick. Let's get that out the way. It's kind of bad how a rushing quarterback named Jalen Hurts wins and he only rushed 2 times. I think that's pretty embarrassing for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, I knew.
Oh my gosh, this team is so bad. But they're still, I can't help but watch them though. They're my bad team of the year. We put that award for Friday. Let's remember that.
Yes. We'll
the good bad team to watch. The team that you know that sucks, but you just can't stop watching them.
Because
mine is Pittsburgh,
but fun to watch.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out who my team that is for.
Yeah, put that for Friday. We gotta write that down.
Yeah, that's good.
Good time to plug in. We're having a live show on Friday night. We don't know what time. 7. I'm gonna schedule it today, so it'll be in a Facebook group today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that so we can make sure that
it's probably gonna be
7 o'clock.
Yeah,
we'll double check with each other, but
it'll be there. So good plug-in. Continue.
Yes. The good thing for Pittsburgh, I mean, not really. I knew that the Eagles were going to annihilate them. I felt that it was plus 13. It was 13 points plus 13. No, minus 13 or 11.
It was 11 and a half.
So I felt that I said, I knew they're gonna get destroyed. So I said, maybe I should put an alternate spread. So instead of losing by, I knew they're gonna lose by like 20 points. So let's go by 21, 22 points. Trying to find out I was wrong. Just barely wrong, but still wrong. But is Philadelphia really for real?
If y'all told me that on the thing, y'all didn't tell me y'all cards. Y'all told me, I would have told you. They burned me before. They lost by 35 to Buffalo, and I had them losing by 28. That happened. Pittsburgh is horrific, bro. I would have told you. I would have warned y'all out of that. Y'all would have told me. But anyway, yes. But is Philadelphia for real? I still don't know. I don't know. Like, it's getting harder and harder to go against them, but I need them to play someone like good. You know what I mean? And then they beat Dallas, so I give you Dallas, okay? I'm not giving Minnesota because I can't stand Minnesota, so I'm not doing it. But I'll give you Dallas. You beat Dallas, albeit it was against Cooper Rush. I knew he wasn't all that. But the rest of y'all simpletons apparently thought he was supposed to take over Dak Prescott's spot. Yeah, that looks great now, doesn't it?
That was the media too, by the way.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, you simpletons, listen to that bull. Anyway, so when they have their rematch in a few weeks, that is when I'll do them. But their schedule is very easy, and everybody knew that from get. Hence why a lot of people picked them to win about 10, 11 games to start the season because their schedule was cupcake, and now they're undefeated. They're what, 7-0, right? Because they had to buy. Yeah, 7-0. I don't know how to gauge them yet. Like, I have no idea if they're good. They play the Texans next week. That's the worst team in the league. They're going to beat the living crap out of them too. You know what I mean? Then they're going to play who after that? The Commanders, who look okay, but we know that they're not going to lose. They already beat them before. They're not going to lose that game most likely. It is a division game, though, and apparently Heineke is 86 times better than Carson Wentz, which we're going to skip that game mostly. Little dwell too. We're not going to talk about that game. Why would we do that to ourselves and to do that to you? That game was hilarious. You had to let's get out of the way right now. During the Eagles thing, we're gonna talk about the Washington game right now. Game winning touchdown, Heineke to who was it? Terry McLaurin, I assume, right? And then Pittman dropped a pass that would have iced the game for the Colts. That's all you need to know. That's it. Because the Ellinger kid is gonna get destroyed by Belichick next week, so we got nothing to say about that. Anyway, Eagles. Speaking of Colts, Eagles do play the Colts in the week after that, so that's a bad team. As a bad team, looking for them. They play the Packers on Sunday night. I mean, if the Packers played the way they played yesterday, maybe we'll have something to talk about. But I'm still assuming the Eagles will win that game. Okay, they played the Titans. We'll see. That's a trap game, but we'll see. And then they play the Giants on week 14.
The last 4 games is the Giants twice in the next 3 weeks.
And then Cowboys, right? And that concept. That's when we're gonna, especially on the last stretch of the season, we're gonna find out more about them. So right now, I don't care about what they do. I'm not gonna lie. for the next 4 weeks, it's kind of hard to gauge them. They're good, and they're at least as good as everybody thought they were. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure if they are the contenders that everybody is starting to convince themselves that they are without enough of a test. If I'm giving, like, I'm not gonna say a grown man is smart because he can do a little bit of arithmetic with pluses and subtraction. I'm gonna give you a test about addition subtraction to a grown person. I'm not gonna say you're smart just because of that. Because you're fucking supposed to do it. Okay? So it's the same thing here. Philly is good. They're beating the shit out of trash teams. I can't gauge that to think that you're a contender based off of that. That's my point. There's my metaphor for today. My Colin Cowherd metaphor. You know, he's been doing random ass metaphors. So there you go.
AJ Brown was incredible in this game.
Absolutely. To the point where they drug tested him this morning.
Yes. I mean, I would have definitely, but even though he helped me destroy my fantasy league today, he just yesterday. Awesome. Absolutely, like I was to the point where I showed him my my matchup.
He was winning by 100
points. So like I was like, yeah, this is.
And the guy had Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. Yeah, that was a saving.
Yeah, I had Jalen Hurts my quarterback, and I had AJ Brown, and that's a flex too.
Oh, so you had the QB wide receiver duo. Also, you got like 60 points from them two alone.
Yeah, so
all right.
So that was good for me. But yeah, other than that, I agree. It's still, how many times have we seen its teams? Look at Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. They went 11-0, and they really weren't shit. And then they played against Washington, who beat them on that random de facto Monday night
Tuesday night whatever. I think I had COVID that day.
Yeah,
so I was dying, but I still had the game on.
Yeah, and then they pretty much was just garbage the rest of the way, and the rest is history. So yeah, we can't really. It's not really not much stock in this.
It's not.
Yeah, so good. It's a win. Good win.
I mean, you're doing what you're supposed. My point. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Beat up on bad teams. That's what we're supposed to do. So I'm gonna see more, especially when they play against.
But I will say this: as a bettor, you're helping us win money, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I mean, not me, because I thought that Pittsburgh would lose by 22, and you end up beating them by
22.
No.
You meant 21.
21, yes,
and they beat them by 22. Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
They're helping me, so I'll take that. That wasn't fast. This one will be fast. Bears going to Cowboys. Apparently, the Bears are a lot better than we thought, but I'm more pointing towards the Cowboys defense finally took a break because they've been so consistently successful for the whole season. I think they finally took a break, so I'm not entirely ready to say that the Bears offense is starting to turn a corner, even though this is 2 weeks in a row that they produced. This is 2 weeks in a row they produced. But let me see it one more time. And they play Miami. If they do this against Miami, I might start to go put my foot in the Justin Fields train a little bit. But we'll see about that. But there's not much to say. I don't give a rat's ass. Tony Pollard's awesome. Zeke, like whatever. Okay, there's not much to analyze in this game. It's really not.
It really isn't. It really isn't at the end of the day.
It's really not.
I mean, Dallas was a good right game, especially as far as like now again. They gave up 29 points defensively, but I think you're right about that. That's just everyone's entitled to
a blip.
A blip. Even though that blip was, I mean, wasn't really much of a blip. I mean, they still won by 20 points. They ended up getting back around track though, but it happens. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's not a big
deal.
It's fine. It is what it is.
Micah Parsons was incredible. He ran almost 6 maximum touchdowns. Incredible. You know, it's
easily defensive player of the year right now. People are trying to put him as MVP. If Josh Allen didn't exist, then I think there will be a
part of me would love that actually.
I would love a defense player to win it. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. No,
but I would love it too.
I would love it. Yeah.
And so there's an episode we did last year talking about MVP shouldn't be a thing because different positions give you different things. So it's hard to say who's the best player if not every position gives you a different type of value. There should be like best position awards instead, in my opinion, because it's just disrespectful to me. There's like great offensive linemen that will never win any awards, and they're the guys who are the reason why their offense moves. You know what I mean?
Do you know how many offensive linemen are in the Hall of Fame? There's a lot of them in the Hall of Fame.
Like, what I'm saying, like they deserve their due, and I think every position should get an award, even if you can keep MVP, whatever, but put that. So at least every position can get, you know.
Madden, the awards in franchise, they kind of have that too. They have the MVP, obviously. They have the offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year, offensive rookie, defensive rookie, and they have best running back, best wide receiver,
Yeah, give him an award for
and
that.
best O line as far as team and team overall. I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. You know, Madden's bad, but there's certain things that they still do right.
They should do that in real life. Every position should be represented. I honestly, to God's name, don't believe that every position is equal, but every position should be valued.
Of course.
That's what I mean. Even though some positions, like everybody wants to bank on running backs, like they all like that position don't matter. Even though they're reigning supreme this year, the quarterbacks aren't good. The running backs are good this year. So suck it.
And it's been that way for the last 2-3 years now.
Yeah, like what are you talking about? People don't the nerds don't like safeties. Like,
what?
All right, yeah, said nerds. Oh, the scientific, yeah, they don't like safeties.
Oh, they would have hated running lot.
They don't like safety. They think safeties aren't worth nothing. I tell that to Zach Wilson. And then you know what I'm saying, and then and linebackers too. All right, no problem. It's fucking nerds.
They would not have liked Lawrence Taylor. They would not have liked
Jesus Lord. Yeah, but he was a pass rusher, so they don't like him. I'm talking about like a prototypical, like a Ray Lewis, a Luke Kuechly, like those prototypical middle linebackers. They don't like those positions.
You know. I think these nerds and all these two we go with numbers in sports. Just get the hell out. I mean, I don't want to say it now. I've said it before, and I may be a little bit too harsh on them. As far as like, there's no place for you guys in sports because that's technically not true.
It's not true.
It's not true.
I think they're good at progression.
Yes,
and stuff.
Yes, that.
You just don't use numbers to make a game plan.
To make a game plan and to evaluate talent, that's to me is stupid. Because at the end of the day, things can happen. Like he's he's rushing a third of the time. So we do this here. No, that's horrible. And especially in baseball, they don't need to stop doing that. It's terrible. But that's another story.
Dolphins and Lions. So on the AFC East Shakedown show, I was wrong about the shootout thing because the Miami actually did win a shootout. Lucky for them, it was against Detroit.
It was 28-14 at halftime, correct?
I want to say yes. It was 27-17 at halftime.
Okay. 27-17 halftime, right?
Yes. In other words, that the Lions did not score a point for the entire second half. So I think your point will still stand. You continue.
Yes. So Miami's defense clamped up in the second half because they were getting railroaded in the first half. The fact that the Lions were up by 14 points twice in this game and still lost should tell me one thing. Now again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. Dan Campbell.
Yep, I was waiting for it.
Dan Campbell, it's time. The hot seat is coming for you. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Because this is unacceptable. It's no different than Joe Judge was last year. That hoorah, trying to light a fire on people.
That's a good comparison too, because I don't think people remember Joe Judge's rookie season as a head coach.
Yeah, he was.
Everybody loved him.
Yeah, and then he just completely shit the bed in the second thing.
Yep, and we're seeing that right now in Detroit, right now,
where the fan base. I'm gonna say, well, people's gonna get tired of him. Like, all right, this is ridiculous. Still losing games, no matter what. Even though the just came back and offensively they were moving the ball, they were scoring points again. But the defense is still bad. But they're probably gonna fire the defensive coordinator at the end of the year, and then Sheila Ford's gonna be like, listen, it's business as usual. You're in a hot seat. Produce or get the hell up out of here. Man, and I like Dan Campbell. I like him.
Me too.
But you have to produce. People have had better records than you in the 2-year span and gotten fired.
People have done better than you with significantly worse talent. There's plenty of it in this team. Lots of good players in this team. How are you not putting this together by now? It's a year and a half, boss. Come on, brother.
Next year, I think next year is it. If they don't do something next year, I think he's gone.
I agree with you 100%. I think he has to hit at maybe even beyond 500 next year, depending on what they do in that all season.
And then remember, their division is taking a dynamic shift now. Green Bay is not. They're 3-5 now, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Green Bay, and then mind you, you're bad when Green Bay is just as bad as you are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Minnesota is winning this division by default, and I don't think they're that good either. I don't think they're that good either. So the fact that you wasn't able to capitalize on a year where the Green Bay Packers are not reigning supreme in your division is
ironically they play next week.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
Green Bay and Detroit. They're playing next week.
And mind you, they own you guys too. So that may be a good right game for Green
The
Bay.
Lions are the ones that play them the toughest in history, though. With Aaron Rodgers' tenure, they are the ones that play them the toughest. They don't win as much. Minnesota usually takes one as of late, but Detroit, they're always have barn burners every year. They never beat the crap out of Detroit, and now they suck. So this is your time to take against Green Bay. I'm just saying, but
I think if I'm
they're at home, the Lions.
Oh, yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. If I'm the owner, I'm looking at this game saying, listen, you better win this game. It's not asking for much now. They suck.
Not asking for much. You're right. You're really not. And DeAndre Swift should get more playing time next week too. So yeah, you're not asking for much at all. Oh man,
Miami.
It's the same old crap of them. Tua was good. Why? Because he had about 280 yards to 2 receivers. The same old crap over and over. The same old schemed up stuff over and over. Ain't nothing changing for me. My opinion with them. They're scheme based. The minute that somebody interrupts that, I want to see what happens. That's all I'm waiting for. But the coach is good though.
Yeah, 5-3.
Yeah, the coach is good. He's just about done all he can because usually has played with 3 different quarterbacks in the last 8 weeks, and he's done what he's has to do. McDaniel's good. But then again, we said the same thing about a lot of other coaches. Then the second year they suck. So they deserve a 3-year rule too. So
and that's what we're giving them. I mean, I that's what we're giving them. So I'm cool with that.
But they're good. I think he's good. Weird, but I think he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Let's skip a few more. How about Texans and Titans? Texans is the worst rush defense I've ever seen in my entire life. Derrick Henry ran for 200. He beat them by himself. That's it. We got nothing to say about that. Malik Willis was trash. So that's it. Anything else? Rams 49ers. Again, I don't know when the 49ers just scored that 31 when it was close for like about half the game. But it happened again. We will admit we were not paying attention to this game. We were watching the Giants and Seattle game, so I didn't pay much attention to it. But I do know that it was the Christian McCaffrey show. It was the hang McCaffrey's nuts out and to show everybody in the planet. That's basically what the game was. It tells me nothing, but I'm kind of still on the 49ers bandwagon as the second or first best team in this conference still. Even though defense has been dog crap for about a week and a half, 2.5 weeks, I'm not leaving that bandwagon yet, man. I still like the 49ers to at least make the NFC Championship game still in this decrepit ass conference. So I'm not going out for them yet.
The Rams are not making the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm duh. Like that's basically what we're gonna get to. Yeah, he said screw that shit.
The Rams are not making the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs. They suck. Super Bowl hangover in a nutshell.
Guess who's hurt? Cooper Kupp. It happened. I don't know if it's serious yet. It may not be, but he definitely limped out and was carried off at the end of the game yesterday. That I saw. So it finally happened.
No, you can Seattle. I don't know if you can beat Seattle. That's crazy thing.
I don't know if you can beat anyone. How you gonna move the ball? Without him, you don't move the ball. You can't move the ball a yard to me. Without him.
Hey.
You better hope to God that man doesn't miss a game.
But you know what's crazy? How many years we've been doing this for almost over 3 years now?
Yes,
right?
we've been doing this since 2019. Yes.
All right. So how many times have I told you guys that the downfall of the Rams is coming? All right. Now I did say I predicted it sooner, but they cashed out on the Super Bowl, which any GM and any sport would take that. You'll take that. You'll cash it right now for a championship, and then you worry about the rest of.
What's funny is that those 2 years you said it was kind of happening. They weren't good in 2019 and 2020. They weren't that good. But 2021, they literally just gave up everything. They did a Lakers and just gave up everything to get Vaughn and Odell Beckham and
the cash out, win a championship,
and they barely win a championship.
Yeah, I mean they would almost lost that time.
Yeah, they almost lost almost every game they today. But it's fine. But they did it. It don't matter how you did it. What matters is that you did it. So they did it.
And you worry about the future later, which the future's looking very grim now because now it's like.
Because now they quote unquote have no talent. I wonder why you have no talent.
I don't think you have a first round pick for another 5-6 years already.
It feels that way. I wonder why you have no talent. Probably because the way you get talent is through the NFL draft. Again, it's not basketball. In the NBA, you can trade your put away your picks for veterans and stuff because the draft doesn't matter all that much. If you're not picking in the top 10, the draft does not matter unless
unless you find a Draymond Green
right,
in the
unless you're
second round.
Golden State, it can get pulled off the scrap heap and Draymond Green off the scrap heap and all these other players off the scrap heap on the bottom of the draft. But otherwise, nah. In the NFL draft fucking
It's
matters.
vital.
It matters. You have too many roster spots to just use trading and free agency to fill up. You need to use the draft. The draft, you prototypically have 7 players coming out of that draft to play for you, not including unrestricted free
But
agents.
they're not. There also looks at you look at that. It shows us how overrated that front office is. They were able to get away with it.
I love that. Overrated.
They
yes.
were able to get away with it because it worked. I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't agree with how they were doing it. I thought that the aggressiveness.
I hated it.
I hated it, but it worked, so I can't get mad at it because it worked. But it's going to bite them in the ass, and it's already starting right now. So at the end of the day, they cashed out. Look at Toronto. Toronto did the exact same thing, and the Raptors did the exact same thing. They knew they weren't going to keep Kawhi Leonard for more than one. They knew this, and they cashed out, and it worked out. And Masai Ujiri, this is why Masai Ujiri is one of the best GMs in basketball.
Yeah, because they survived it. They're still semi-relevant since.
And they're decent. So it's like
they're all right, yeah. Let's just say semi-relevant. They're not gonna win a chip anytime soon.
But they'll be in the not the mix, but they're gonna be a playoff
team. Yeah, that exactly.
Which they'll take that. Any GM will take that. Also, look at the Rams as well. Or in other front offices as well, it's like again, overrated. And they're gonna pay for it. And we'll see. But hey, whatever. Move on.
Kind of shows a little bit how overrated McVay is too. By the way, I'm just saying.
You know it's crazy, and we've been saying this too. But again, Golden Boy, the boy genius. You know what I'm saying? He's I don't know. You guys remember Jet Magazine back in the day? He's the beauty of the week, the hottest thing of the week. That's him. He's the flavor of the week. And eventually people will catch up to him and people will figure him out. And they are.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. I'm like that was a podcast person for a collab. My bad. I'm like, what the hell is that for basketball? My bad, guys. Anyway, business stuff. We moving. You know how we do by now. We have a couple more games. Quick one, Packers and Bills. So the Bills decided to take the second half off. They were doing what everybody assumed they were going to do, where they were winning. I believe it was 24-10 at halftime or 24-7. It was 24-7. Yes. I think it was 24-7 at halftime. We thought the same old crap, even though Aaron Rodgers had such a beautiful strike and Romeo Dobbs for that touchdown pass, was amazing. That's the only good thing they did. They were running the football decently well, though, which frustrates, and I'm sure the Green Bay fans will say the same thing, which frustrates the living daylights out of me, because why aren't you doing this all fucking time? Maybe LaFleur is overrated as hell, too. Whatever. But the Bills just decided to, you know what, we good. We don't got to play on offense no more. Josh Allen want to throw his interceptions. Chose a good time to have a pretty bad half because you were going to win this game anyway. So whatever. For his MVP case?
Yes, but first of all, the connection between him and Stephon Diggs, it's just
Stephon Diggs had half his yards.
It's literally broken.
Yeah, it is.
It's broken. And the crazy thing is, like he mentioned, they say, you know what, you guys are so trash. We're just gonna play with y'all for a little, play with y'all the second half.
That's what I feel like.
And because if they really wanted to, they could have dropped 50 if they really wanted to, or 50 points. They could have, but
I'll take it as a small positive for the Green Bay defense. Maybe the Green Bay defense has got a little bit of a spark and to do some more damage going on. I doubt it, but it happens. Whatever. Get past this game. There's not much to analyze there either. Now I still got one more. There's 3 games I wanted to highlight. It's already 34 minutes into the show. So Cardinals and Vikings. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen any of the Call of Duty memes for Kyler Murray already, but he chose the worst game to have a shit game. And Call of Duty just came out last Thursday. He chose the wrong.
Get on that. That is Call of Duty. The people up there. That is an amazing marketing tactic. Get on that. Have Kyler Murray, even though the NFL media would relive it if this happens. And if Kyler Murray gets on that will be
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be hilarious, and they will destroy him for it. But just try it out. Call of Duty. Who are the makers of them? Try it out. Send a tweet. Go out of that. Say, yo, Kyler Murray, pull up. But that would be a great marketing scheme. Great. I would laugh. Now back to the game.
Yeah, because his fourth quarter. Oh my.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Like, the worst part about it was those stupid sacks he took in the last drive to just basically waste out the entire clock. But more Cliff Kingsbury stuff, because why the hell didn't they have any timeouts at the end of the last drive of the game?
I can tell you why.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Because he sucks. He sucks. He's not a good coach. He mismanages everything.
DeAndre Hopkins, I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, another game. The fourth or fifth straight game where the Minnesota Vikings win the game because the other team beat themselves. Are they so dumb? They beat themselves.
They did play well, though.
No. They did.
They did play well. This is probably their best game yet, the Minnesota Vikings. So they did play well. It's just that the Cardinals had a great opportunity to take this game. DeAndre Hopkins was absolutely unstoppable. But, and then for some reason, I don't understand why Kyler Murray doesn't run more often. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Your athleticism is matched probably only by Lamar Jackson. Why? And Lamar Jackson uses athleticism all the damn time. Why don't you? Why?
Right.
You only rush 6 times. You should rush like 16 times. Why? That's a literal cheat code. His speed and his agility. Why don't you use it? I don't get it. More crap with this sorry ass organization, bro. Same old crap with Arizona, bro. All right. Now, 3 games we want to highlight because one of them has a little quarterback of 2021 theme. Let's start with the New England Patriots at Jets at the 1:00 hour, where at the first half it was looking very grim, especially for Mac Jones. Very grim when he got bailed out of that just horrid, I don't know what the hell, and probably the worst interception in NFL history that was completely X'd off because of a roughing the passer call that I'm not entirely sure should have been called, but in the rule book it was because he just threw Mac Jones for no reason when he deserved it. For no reason.
Yeah, John Franklin Myers, and it's not the first he's done that too. He's cost the Jets many drives on many big plays because of stupid stuff like that. So it's not the first time he's done it. But yeah, even though I didn't think it was a big deal, but the rule says that you can't do that and really build the Patriots out of there because it should have been 17-3 Jets heading into the half.
Yeah,
and ended up being 10-6.
Yep, and it could have been the last snaps that Mac Jones would have been playing
as a New England Patriot,
or at least for the season. I won't go that far, but at least for the season because that pick was so egregious, bro.
I truly believe that would have been it because at that point the Patriots would have been 3-5. Playoffs would have been done. It was over. Season's over. Might as well go to Billy Zapp for the rest of the season. And it's like, what else? What else you got to lose? You're not making the playoffs if you lose this game.
Yep.
So Mac, you're done. But Billy Zappy, the Patriots, and it took a while, but they ended up showing how Zach Wilson is a bum. He's terrible. Took a while, but they got to him. 3 interceptions in his game. In his 3 games playing against the New England Patriots, he has 3 touchdowns and 7 picks.
Because he got hurt in the second game.
Yes.
Otherwise, it'll probably be more. Probably like 10.
Yes. 7 picks.
He's threw 3 interceptions twice. Yeah. In the 2 full games I played against New England, he's thrown 6 interceptions. And the 1 pick before he even got hurt at Foxborough last year. You're right. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
And I know it's infuriating because the Patriots, I'm infuriated for them because it's like
because his pick, the first one, stopped it too. When he threw right to Juwan Bentley was the first interception. That was before halftime too. That stopped a lot of the momentum they were gaining to be up too. These quarterbacks. Shit.
But let's talk about we'll talk about this and then a little bit more in depth on the AFC East shakedown. But the Patriots offense play calling was one of the worst I've ever seen. And mind Chicago was last week, and that was terrible. This was really, really bad play calling. Just
it was either screens or 4 verticals. That's basically what I saw.
Yeah, literally from a bad Madden player. Not from a freaking NFL coach or NFL coordinator.
That's what I saw. But I will say this, and to destroy Mac Jones more, I specifically studied. I wanted to see the underneath routes, how many of them were being run, how many of them were being utilized, and they should have been out there a lot more, which they were at the second half of the game, which is why he wasn't anywhere near as disastrous as he was in the first half. But the first half, there weren't many of those routes being run, but he did miss a few of them. One of the times he missed, that 4th down mess up where Hunter Henry on the flat was wide open to start off the route. That should have been a bang, bang play. Snap, look to the left, Hunter Henry, because this was 4th and 1. You only needed 1 yard. So there's no reason to hold on to the ball 60 years when you only need 1 yard on the final down of your drive. Look, he was open. He didn't throw there at all, held the ball way too long, went to the left a little bit, and just threw a duck near Jacoby Myers and messed up that drive. That was on him. Stuff like that. That happened more than once in that half, which is why there is a huge concern. I heard this theory being thrown out there, and I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to share it in the AFC Shakedown on Saturday too. I'm hearing that they're trying to figure out if Mac Jones is really the future for this franchise by trying to get him to be more aggressive and throw downfield. Now, there is the tinker on that. Who the hell is going to go downfield to help him get those type of passes completed in the first place? Is my question.
It's not like you have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill on the team. It's not like you have that, because if you did, then get out the league.
Garrett Wilson.
Or Garrett Wilson, who was incredible.
Was good
Incredible yesterday. Now he was one of the bright spots on that Jets offense. They ran the ball really well yesterday too. It's just that, again, the defense balled out, especially in the first half. They balled out. Even the second half too. I mean, the second half, even though the Patriots started pulling away, it could have got really uglier, but they got field goal to death in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jets defense held its own. So
they're good.
So again, we're not. First of all, I love Quincy Williams. Quinn Williams.
Quinn Williams. I was scared of him all freaking week.
Quincy and Quinn Williams. Wow. I was watching the guy. I said, I knew Quinn Williams was good. He just needs to stay on the field and be a little bit more mature. But Quincy Williams, oh my goodness. He was all over the field. They sacked Matt Jones 6 times as a defensive collectively. I think like Quincy Williams had like 1. I think Quincy Williams had like 2. It was like if you love defense, this was a sack highlight reel.
It wasn't bad. I was expecting this game to be absolutely freaking just ugh. But it wasn't that bad, man. Defenses actually really did play very well on both sides of the ball. It's just this quarterback thing, man, is really bothering me, man.
It's really bad.
It's really bothering me, dude. And it's just
we talked about this how earlier the draft class last year. Trevor Lawrence is he's not good. Zach Wilson, which we knew was going to be bad, he's not good either. And Matt Jones. I know we said 3 year plan, 3 year observation for these quarterbacks, any player, any coach, but I can say, and people killed us for our reaction when we drafted him last year. They killed us for it, and I can honestly say, with Matt Jones, I need to see one more year for me to say, all right, he needs to get up out of here. Zach Wilson has already shown me right now he's not good. Trevor Lawrence, I need to give him 1 more year. Give him 1 more year. Because of he's the number 1 pick, so I'm gonna give him a little bit more benefit of the doubt. But Zach Wilson shouldn't have been drafted number 2 overall anyway. So I've seen enough, and I think Jeff fans seen enough too.
You heard it.
Yeah, Joe Flacco would have won this game. Joe Flacco would have won this
Maybe,
game.
yeah. That's not a stupid thing to say.
Joe Flacco would have possibly would have won this game. We have a veteran quarterback who's taking advantage of those mistakes. Patriots usually don't make a lot of mistakes.
Who has a history of giving the Patriots a lot of freaking problems somehow.
Yes.
So that's not stupid to say. Joe Flacco might have won this game. I agree.
You can say, hey, with 2020, they almost beat them.
They did almost beat the Patriots on Monday Night Football, right?
Which one of the worst commentaries of all time. Steve Levy that was terrible. This guy Steve Levy thought that N'Keal Harry's on the field when he's in the hospital. I'll never forget that. I'm like, he's not playing, you idiot. But yeah.
You know what quarterback was good yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Fucking PJ Walker.
Which is great because this morning ESPN just announced the revealings of the XFL teams this morning
that's funny.
Of the all 8 teams. And this XFL alum, PJ Walker, you could say that he has a place in the NFL with his performance. Because yesterday, his performance yesterday was sensational.
Dude,
and that was that Hail Mary to
his should have been game-winning touchdown pass.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was a dime, bro.
That was incredible. DJ Moore played incredible yesterday.
Who made up because he had a real bad drop the drive before, which everybody thought that was it. But he made up for it with that catch. But PJ put it on the money.
That was beautiful. Like, we watched it yesterday, and literally the entire room just stood up like, what the hell just happened? Now Raul, unfortunately, that cost him his card. But
yeah, that cost him a good bet.
Yeah. Cost him his bet. He would have got it. But that was incredible.
That game was so entertaining.
It was.
It really was.
And now the Carolina Panthers, by default, are now in first place.
No, second place. Atlanta won.
Oh, I'm sorry. Atlanta won.
This is the second time you did this today.
Oh my God.
They should have won, but DJ Moore unfortunately want to take off his helmet and caused the bum-ass kicker to miss the extra point. That's why it went to overtime.
I totally forgot that happened.
That's not an excuse. The kicker still sucks. He missed 3 clutch kicks. He's trash.
No, that is horrible. If I'm PJ Walker, I'm literally.
You want more as to why what you said wasn't stupid? People are like, they won. In overtime, didn't Marcus Mariota throw an interception?
He did.
And guess who missed the kick? Then they went, and the clutch is fluff. Younghood Cool hit the game-winning field goal to win.
Yo, Younghood Cool is just so.
Carolina should have easily won this game. Yes.
And Atlanta was trying to give themselves the game.
That's why you thought they won, because they should have.
I will.
So Atlanta is first place.
I will be honest. I was kind of intoxicated in that game. Kinda. It's not.
Yeah, you were starting to get it.
I was starting to get there.
Yeah.
Because that woke me up like, oh, that was incredible. But damn, Atlanta, man. Atlanta. They finally found ways to win. They're 4-4 now, right?
Yeah, they're 4-4. It ain't look very good yesterday though. But 4-4, yeah.
Thank God for the NFC South being so garbage this year.
Dude, that Carolina's unfortunately 2-6, but I don't think that's the way they're playing the last 2 weeks. I don't think that's gonna last very long. I think they're gonna win a couple of games.
I'm going to lie. I'm gonna lie to you.
If they got Foreman running for 100 yards a game now, all of a sudden, like
McCaffrey who? Oh, Foreman's been playing out of his mind.
McCaffrey who? Robbie Anderson who?
And look, man, this is a team that's trying to rebuild.
They are trying to rebuild. Oh, who? Another defender? Was it Derek Brown? Is 95, right? He had a hell of a game yesterday too. He jumped all over the screen yesterday against Atlanta.
But
that defense, they allowed 30 something, but I mean the defense was still making some plays, man.
Now, Matt Corral, you drafted last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably play next year. Maybe you'll.
What's that?
No, I'm not.
Jay Walker. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Hear me out for a second. Obviously, you drafted him with intent him to be the future of the franchise. I was just maybe because Jimmy Clausen was a thing before Cam Newton got there. So yeah, that's
drafted him low. Remember that's what
So whatever. But PJ Walker, to me, the last when he took over,
mm-hmm.
the last couple of games, I said, yo, he's pretty decent. He got something going on there. You know what I'm saying? So to me, this game showed me he belongs in the league somehow, in some capacity. Like he'll have a job. He'll have a job. He's a backup, whatever. But if you need him to come in and start a couple of games, he showed me all right. He belongs in the league. You know what I'm saying? But then, and first of all, if I'm Baker Mayfield, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Baker Mayfield was on the sideline. Dressed. He was dressed. Excited, going crazy right now. And I'm looking at him saying, you must be at the league soon, right? I'm Baker Mayfield.
I know your career's finished, right?
Yeah, you do know your career is almost over, right? Sam Darnold, you know your career is over, right? Like, yeah, you got a bust because especially Baker. They were losing when you were there. Now they're winning. Not really winning, but they're much more of a cohesive unit without you. So, and then Matt Rule getting fired. So
that helps.
Does Steve Wilkes have a? Nah, I doubt it because
I will not go that far. Chill out.
No. I doubt it. And now Steve Wilkes has been coaching really well.
Mm-hmm.
Playing very well.
100% agreed.
Well, do I believe that he'll get promoted to the full time? I don't see it happening.
Hell no.
I don't see it happening.
Hell no.
I think Steve Wilkes is a decent defensive coordinator, and that's it. I think that it's just it help. Will he get offers in the offseason? Maybe, but I doubt it. But so Carolina is still in the rebuilding status, but it looks like, hey, at least they're competitive. It's not like they're completely tanking and being completely garbage.
They might have gotten the cancers out of the room outside of McCaffrey. McCaffrey's not cancer, but Anderson apparently was a cancer because their receiving corps don't look that bad anymore. And again, they did play Atlanta, and Atlanta's defense is kind of so. Yeah, because we're much be praising PJ Walker. I mean, if you're an NFL quarterback, you would definitely should be hitting wide open receivers, and there were wide open receivers everywhere in this game. So, I mean, I always gotta be that guy. So, that secondary is really bad, especially without AJ Terrell, who was not even having a good year himself.
He disappointed me this year. He disappointed me. Last year he was incredible. Oh man,
not this year.
Yeah, it looks
but
terrible.
He wasn't there in this game, and it showed.
Yes.
So yeah. Now, game of the week for me at least. For most people will say the Atlanta game. No, this was game of the week to me. This is football. This had playoff feel. This felt like a playoff game, in my opinion, at least.
And I'm going to it had a playoff feel, and Seattle is actually pretty good.
I haven't felt that Seattle wave in almost 10 years.
Yes, the Seattle team is good.
This felt
good.
The fans are into this team. Yeah. No question. Pete Carroll is into this team. Shoot, he got in trouble. Like, that's how you know. You remember how Pete Carroll used to be so animated about 10 years ago with that Legion of Boom team going crazy? He was doing it yesterday. Like, Pete Carroll loves this team. The fans are back. Oh my God, CenturyLink Field is back. The 13th, I'm talking about the 12th man is back. Holy shit. It was
really loud.
It was fun. I love this game so much. It's my favorite game of the year so far. Oh my God, so much fun.
And Geno Smith, there is, I don't want to say resurgence, but I guess.
Yeah, because he never started.
He never started.
So it's not really resurgence.
Not really resurgence, but you can see Geno Smith just having fun out there. He's having a lot of fun. Now, of course, he's not the answer future long term.
I don't think so. No, I agree.
He's not. But for him, it's like, all right, fine. I just extended my career a couple of more years because about this chance he'd be out the league. Probably been out the league. So it worked out. They gambled. They said, all right, we're gonna rebuild. We're gonna rebuild. Get Russell Wilson out of there. Let him go and win championship somewhere else. Which that's how that's turning out, huh? But
apparently he's like unanimously hated by everybody who's ever played with. Apparently, Tyler Tackett was talking shit about him at the end of the game too.
I knew.
Damn, everybody hates that man. He got no friends.
I knew. First of all, Richard Sherman and Marshawn Lynch. To this day,
Bruce
to
Irvin,
this day,
I'm surprised I ain't nothing from Michael Bennett.
To this day, to this day, I'm like, yo, they don't. But hey, and to be honest, Seattle has never recovered from that. They still never recovered from it.
Well, they're doing it now,
but they're having fun now, so that's good. And DK Metcalf was pretty good in this game.
He was decent.
He was good in this game.
Tyler Lockett had a bad game and then stopped.
Yes,
because he was bad, dropping touchdown passes and then had the fumble by him. Like, he was having a rough first half, but then he made up for it with that beautiful touchdown catch later on. No, it wasn't touchdown, right? It was almost touchdown pass.
It was. I think he was
like a 50-yard gain or whatever. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what it was, but had a long strike, a 33-yard strike. I was trying to figure out if it was a touchdown. I think it was touchdown.
Now,
my bad. I'm a little unprepared. I'm sorry.
Now
it's like 11 in the morning on a Monday. We about to go to work in a minute. Like, so we're trying to get this all quick before we have to go do our thing. So my head's not completely here. Sorry.
So for the Giants, I do feel.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger story to me.
Yes, it's them because Seattle looks great, and there's not much. They're completely overachieving right now, so they're just having fun right now. So good for them.
He went that far. He said overachieving.
They're overachieving. They're overachieving. Overachieving. But I thought they're gonna be 2-win seed, 2-15 this year.
Everybody did it. I thought they were gonna win like 5 games.
They have 5 games. They already have 5
games.
5 games now. They're in first place in the division. They're playing well, and we're rolling with it. What happens, happens, and you know what? That's good for them. As far as the Giants, the biggest story, it's obviously Brian Daboll is the coach of the year for me by far. Unfortunately, the practice squad receivers that they were playing all year caught up to them. There's not much Daniel Jones can do if he has no one to throw the football to. Now you probably think, oh, they traded Kadarius Toney, for a 3rd and a 6th round, which is great value, which is pretty decent value, by the way, for them, right? But
for someone who doesn't play, yeah,
it's good value for them. But who you throwing the ball to? Who you throwing the ball to? Nobody to throw the ball to. You can only let Saquon Barkley run and catch passes out of the backfield for so long until they sniff it out. And he played good, played well, but you do so much. Daniel only had 17 passing yards in the first half. 17, and it was 10-7 at halftime.
Yes,
it was.
Yes,
I do feel that if they had somewhat more competent receivers, hey, it's it may have been not maybe a different game, but a lot closer, a lot more.
No, it's a different game. You know why it's a different game? It's because they will actually move ball on 3rd downs, right? Because they have people who actually catch the football, right? Mm-hmm. And they won't have this kid who likes to fumble a lot because the kid I don't really care what his name is. He got hurt, unfortunately, though, but I don't care what his name is. Had those 2 really bad fumble special teams. If they had different receivers, different kind of players, maybe he won't be playing at all for all we know, and won't cost the Giants 2 fumbles.
And also, it does help. It does
special teams, baby.
It was big part of big phase of football, of course. But I think personally, the moment was just too big for them. For a lot of these people, a lot of these players that are on the team right now are trying to make it to another team next year. They're not going to be in the team next year, but they're just going. That's it. And then how loud Seattle was, it felt like a playoff game.
Right.
So it was kind of too big for them. It happens. It was a catch up to them. Now they have a bye week. They go into the bye. They can regroup. They play Houston in the next.
They play trash in the next
Houston
2 weeks after
Detroit
that.
In the last.
Which big game against Dallas 2 weeks after
some
that.
Fans, a lot of Giant fans kind of want the win, obviously, but it's kind of expected. They kind of figured, we're probably gonna lose this game. Seattle's not as bad. If you look at the schedule before everything happened, like you think, oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of Seattle. Seattle's pretty good. So this is the game that I'm not surprised they lost.
I knew they were gonna lose this game. I went with the team that actually could score. Yeah. That's what it was. That was literally my logic. Yeah, like that's what I figured. I said, see, and to be 100% frank, Seattle probably should have had 40 in this game. Like 3 touchdown opportunities were wasted, and one of them was a fumble by Tyler Lockett. They probably should have had more points, man. But
very, very fun game for them.
But it was an amazing game. I had so much fun. I think it was the atmosphere to me that really made me appreciate this game. Mm-hmm. Seattle really brought it in this game, man. I'm fans. I said the 12th man was definitely there. It was great. I loved it. I love these type of football games. So good. But the Giants are not, they just needed receivers, man, to really get the Daniel Jones answer. But Daniel Jones is playing as well as he could possibly play, which is good. It's not bad.
I get why they're making him wait to play out his final year in his contract. Mm-hmm. So before they pay him, I get it. From this point, it makes sense. But if they move on from him, that's on them. That's on them. That's on the Giants. That's on them. But I think that Daniel Jones is okay. Daniel Jones is okay. I would give him I'll pay him, and I mean he'll obviously the market for quarterbacks is high, so he's gonna get paid whether he goes. But
I don't know about that. I don't think many people will pay him.
No. I'm not talking about like the super contract. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the the Teddy Bridgewater contract he got like from Carolina, the 3-year, $80 million contract, something like that. I think that if the Giants let him go, someone will give him that contract. But I don't think they should let him go. I think that he should they can rock around with him a little longer. You just have to put pieces around him. I do think put pieces around him, competent receivers. I think they can really do something because the front office already showed that they have a plan. But there's only 1 year.
Yeah, this front office is already significantly better than the last one.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like I said, maybe next year they be trash. But I want to see next year. But right now, it should be really good to feel. It'd be good to be a Giant fan. Your team is competitive. Jet fans too. Be a New York football fan.
Oh, talk about overachievers. Yeah, they are overachievers, no question.
Jet fans will take this any day, anytime.
No question.
In the last 5 years, even longer, they'll take this. Giant fans in the last 10 years, they'll take this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? So good for them. But we're done here.
Apparently good to be a New York sports fan, except the Yankees.
Screw them. The Yankees, yeah. See, it wasn't me that it was the Yankee fan himself. Anyway, we're done here. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. We will be going live on the mid-season. Our mid-season show will be on Friday nights. We'll decide the time by the end of the day. You'll be notified, but so keep an eye out on the group. As far as the pick'ems, I will calculate them tomorrow. Normally they'll be been done by 8:00 tomorrow morning, but a lot of stuff I gotta do today. So it'll be the winner will be announced probably late in the day, but the sheet will be available for you guys at 10 a.m. Tuesday morning as always. So keep an eye on that. Yeah, we're done here. Check out the AFC East Shakedown on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We will be hosting it. For that weekend.
Well, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Most likely we are.
So we'll definitely confirm that in the middle of the week, but more than likely we will be hosting that as well. Check out Bucketphoria on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time on the Mafia Sports Report and Sweats Dynasty as well with Raul and Alex. And big things going on. I'm really happy about this one. Take care. Peace, love, applesauce. We'll see you next time.